Sheenshots.
Yeah, boy.
The Wendigo, a name given to those who defy nature. The beasts who act against the will of God and become something dark. These creatures have an extremely interesting, yet also terrifying history in Outward. They are a very rare creature that many adventurers never even get to see. This, however, is not a bad thing. Should you find yourself in the midst of a Wendigo, there's but one thing left to do. Run. There are a total of 6 known Wendigos in the land of Ri. They avoid hot regions such as the Abyssar Desert and the volcanic mountains of Caldera. They much rather prefer colder areas such as Chersonese and the Antique Plateau. Some unlucky adventurers may find themselves up against the biggest, oldest, and most powerful Wendigo while scouring the caves of Enriker Forest. These creatures are incredibly dangerous. They have a wide attack radius and are one of the most aggressive mobs in Outward. Their physical attack comes in the form of wide swinging claws that can easily knock over a human in one swipe. They also have a frost attack which deals 40 damage, 75 impact, and can heal the Wendigo. Attacking one of these creatures with frost attacks is completely pointless. The icy caves these monsters hold themselves up in render them almost invulnerable to any kind of ice attack. Fire and lightning are their weaknesses, so be sure to travel with plenty of throwable lamps. You don't want to be caught off guard by one of these frost giants without any firepower. Most Wendigos spend their time in icy caves that contain dangerously low temperatures. They seem to hate the heat, which makes them relatively easy to avoid. Their caves are often filled with treasure, but they are also filled with piles of bones and countless frozen bodies. Not much is known about how these creatures come into existence. They live alone and do not seem to have any way of reproducing. Those who wish to know more about the existence of these creatures often perished at the hands of their own study subjects. However, a select few brave men and women, our character included, have managed to cobble together enough information on these creatures to realize the terrifying truth. The Wendigos are created through cannibalism. The Wendigo is a warning of what one can become if they forsake human bonds. Wendigos are humans who, for one reason or another, turn to cannibalism and develop a taste for human flesh. The monstrous, barely sentient form they eventually take is the end result. The actual process has never been documented, for obvious reasons, so the origin of their frost-like magic remains a mystery. Wendigo are gripped with an eternal hunger and will hunt anything they lock eyes with, man or beast. Engage with extreme caution. That excerpt came from one of the writers at 9 Dots. There are 4 Wendigos in particular that help us learn more about their behavior and history in Outward. The first one we will take a look at actually used to be the husband of Baleria, the Witch of Vendival Fortress. Baleria was once apprenticed to Aldebert the Hermit, who avidly studied the teachings of the Cabal of Wind. She eventually left the tutelage of her master and became a member of the Vendival Fortress Bandits. At some point in her life, she was forcefully married to an extremely violent man. She did not enjoy the marriage as her husband often abused her one way or another. The man soon became a Wendigo, and unfortunately for Baleria, the two were still connected through dark magic. Her husband's very existence brought Baleria nightmares. Luckily, our character can choose to sneak into Vendival Fortress and offer to destroy the Wendigo for Baleria. This Wendigo can be found in an extremely frozen cave. Bodies stick out of the frozen wall, decorating the cave like wallpaper. The weird thing, however, is that this cave where the Wendigo appears is quite close to the Cabal Hermit's tower. The previous scene mentioned paints the picture of Baleria's husband transforming long ago and creating an icy home for himself in a long-forgotten crypt. Baleria moved away for various reasons, but one may have been she could no longer live that close to her now corrupted husband. The next Wendigo we will take a look at is in the bandit camp below the Conflux Mountain. The bandits are all hostile and must be eliminated to reach the building in the middle of their fort. Upon entering the tower, the player will see several doorways closed off by metal bars, similar to those seen in a prison. This is no coincidence. Take a closer look at the cage to your right, and you will see another icy Wendigo. This building makes it seem as if the bandits knew one of their own had recently become a cannibal. Upon realizing what this meant, the bandits locked up their friend just before he or she turned into such a monstrous creature. This seems to be the only time someone has managed to lock up a Wendigo. Another Wendigo that deserves a mention is the first cannibal. This Wendigo is the only one found in the region that does not snow. It is a unique enemy that can only be killed once and will drop a very powerful ice weapon. The name of this Wendigo alone tells us it has been alive for quite some time. Additionally, there are some noticeable features that lead us to conclude it has been roaming around for ages. The beast itself has a unique blue glow, concluding that Wendigos may get more powerful the more or less they eat over time. The cave is also a fire cave, meaning the creature must have climbed down into the back of the cave before some kind of fissure or earthquake made the exit much hotter. The Wendigo is then stuck in the back of the cave with very little to eat and plenty of time to create an icy prison for itself. Lastly, we have the Wendigo hiding over in the Antique Plateau. The guards of Harmattan will actually warn you about this Wendigo should you ask them about the region. You head to the bottom of the Antique Plateau and there is a cave in which this Wendigo has taken over. But there was something special about this Wendigo. Whoever this monster was before it changed actually managed to record some of the process. Maybe. The few books we find here have notes scribbled on them almost as if a madman were trying to convey something. There's also a pile of bones in the very back of the cave that apparently used to belong to this icy monstrosity. The following excerpts are exactly what was written on those pages. 18th Midwinter. The beast is coming. I can hear it coming for me. It's clawing through the walls. It's screaming for my blood. It will devour me. I cannot get out. I cannot get away. I cannot stop it. Kill it. Kill it. Kill it. Kill it. 20th Midwinter. There are 6 deep gouges on the page, almost like tally marks. A skeleton lies here. It almost looks like something shed it like a coat and emerged from it. A sense of hunger lingers around it. A hunger for raw meat. I think it's safe to assume that Wendigos are terrifying creatures. They emerge from cannibals as demons being summoned from hell. There are very few left in this world, but you should be wary. These beasts are not to be underestimated. Only the bravest of adventurers should even attempt to defeat one. And even then, may the gods be with you. Thank you for watching the video, guys. If you enjoy Outward lore, go ahead and leave a comment down below what I should do next. Catch you next time.